Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back after a very, very long break to Factory Fun, the series in which you tell me which robots to try from the community factory, and I do so, giving my honest first impressions, and of course rating the bot out of 5 in both style and combat. In today's episode we have Charles version 1 by FridgeBoy11. Got a bit mixed up with all the words there, dyslexia can be incredibly fun sometimes. A Walker Flyer hybrid that's great in team deathmatches and battle arena, absorbs damage really well. So I've got a few things to say about the robot before we really look at it in any great detail. First of all, I actually had a really strong construction vehicle vibe from this thing. Perhaps it's the colour scheme, perhaps it's the Walker legs, I'm not sure. But when I first saw this, I thought of like one of those really generic, any type of construction vehicles you see like in kids' toys and stuff. That's the kind of thing I thought of. That's not a bad thing, by the way. In no way is that a criticism, it's just what came to my mind when I first saw it. And now we actually do get on to a true criticism. Now this isn't really going to affect me very much, but it's going to affect people who wish to purchase this robot. Sadly, the robot is made up of a lot of very expensive parts, and lots of them are needlessly expensive. Stuff like the flag, stuff like the carbon 6 lasers, things like the nameplate, stuff like that, which costs far more than their functional equivalent, or of course, simply isn't needed. And then of course there's a couple of vapor trails as well, and I'm sure I'm missing a few things. So, although it looks quite nice because of this, it does make purchasing it very, very painful. So I would recommend highly to FridgeBoy11 to make a version of this, taking off all of the more expensive components, the weapons, the flags, stuff like that, just to make it a bit more accessible, because I personally wouldn't have bought this unless I was doing the series, and of course, it's very easy for me to get Robits when I have infinite cash in the store. I could just buy loads of crates and thus buy loads of robots, so that's just a bit of advice. Now, in terms of the robot itself, it looks a little bit spindly, I will admit, but I do like the design. It's not a design type I see very often, with the rotors on the top of a flying Walker hybrid, so I am very happy to see that. The lasers are a bit of a concern with clipping into a lot of things being where they are, and the plasma seems to be in a decent place. The one thing as well I am concerned about, so more than one thing in fact, is how the legs have been positioned. The front legs are lower than the back, so it will rest at a sloping angle towards the back. Normally, most people who build this type of thing do the opposite, so it's a slope towards the front. I'm only concerned because I've actually never really played a robot that does this, so maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, we're going to find out. Of course, we will always be paying the full forge cost from now on doing this series, so that we actually give something back to the people who submit their robots, because beforehand I could give you Galaxy Cash, now that doesn't exist, we're simply going to make sure to always pay the full forge cost. There we are. And yep, forge robot. And let's see how it does in a couple of team deathmatches. Okay, here we go then with the first battle. So sadly, like it seems to always happen with me at the moment, I did get into a battle earlier and get instantly disconnected. Well, actually, I didn't even get into the battle. I got onto the loading screen of the battle, then got disconnected, and then was told, oh, by the way, you should totally rate that bot. So, I rated it a 4 for style, because that's what I believe the style's like, and I rated it a 3 for combat, because obviously I hadn't seen it yet. Let's ignore me flipping around there and pretend I'm just being distracted because of explaining things. Ooh, hello. So many dinosaurs today. I've been seeing them earlier as well whilst playing on my leveling account. Now, fire the full volley. There we go. Oh, and 2. I was hoping to make him fire everything and then just duck away. Okay, we hit him once with the plasma there. Nothing too spectacular. Oh, he blinked. That explains how he was so high before. Here's flak on his back. He has a flak on his back. Move down, move down, move down. Let's go for his lasers as much as possible here. I feel like we would have lost that fight. If we didn't have our ally, then we would have lost that. Oh. Another flak-wielding enemy. Let's move back and try and get some healing done. I don't like how big this robot is. I'll be honest, it's not... It just feels a bit clumsy trying to move around and get into a better position. And at least we did see how well we can take damage, though, in that last fight. So, ignoring everything I was just saying, let's see if we can get into another fight. Oh, the missiles. How did he lock on so fast, then? I didn't hear any of the lock-on noises until he was already locked on. Where's the angry beeps? Do two of them have a shield? It feels like they do. Okay, Mr. Dino's over there. Now, he can't fire down, which is a big concern, so doing this is probably very, very silly, honestly. Hello! Okay, we took out his missile launcher. Let's see if we can snipe his proto-seekers. They are attached to his legs, annoyingly, which makes it a lot more difficult than you'd think. There he goes, another enemy. Only having two of these lasers does feel a little bit pointless. There we go, not my strongest battle, to be honest. I don't feel like I did very well in there, so a lot of the problems I'm going to chalk up to my own gameplay. I was out of position the entire battle, I was using my weapons completely wrong, so I'm holding me accountable to that not going too well. But yay! We've got a lovely radar and a front laser, two of the things I never use. Okay, let's get into another battle and see if I can do a little bit better to experience the robot a bit differently. Okay then, second battle. Let's see if we can do a little bit better this time. So, I'm going to try and be a little bit more sneaky and do a few hit and runs. It really doesn't feel like this robot's particularly good in any kind of brawl, and it's probably a lot better at just shooting and then running away like a coward, which is perfectly fine by me, honestly. Also, trying to figure out how to land this thing is really difficult. It tries to pitch all the time, and it's very difficult to figure out how I'm going to land. Now, that is something I'm going to chalk up to simply needing more experience. Don't know what you're firing at, and I can't see an enemy over there yet. Obviously, I can see the shield, so I know there's someone there, but no one can fire. Okay, let's move. Didn't really want to, because I honestly quite like that perch, but even so. Spot everyone for the team, there we go, now we know where everyone is, that'll make life a lot easier for us. Sadly, we were also spotted in the process. Good! I missed every shot, thus showing them our arrogance and, uncaringness of them. Yes, that was the plan. Oh, here's a flak, that's scary. Hello? You're trying to get up here, aren't you? That was better. Okay, yeah, now I'm kind of feeling it a bit more. Act like a true walker. Don't go out there and be in the middle of a battle. They're there. I like my stamina sometimes. Enemies! Whoa, that is some serious block spam. Full volley hitting him. Maybe 20% health lost, if I'm being generous on looking at that health bar. Okay, so time for a bit of an issue I'm having now. Time for a bit of a complaint. The legs are so wide set, I'm finding climbing very difficult because I'm clipping everything. So that is a bit of a concern. It's because the rotors are on well, it's just because you are using rotors, it does make the entire thing a little bit more difficult. Can I actually land a hit? Yes, we get the kill. I feel much safer up here. It feels like I'm back in my natural habitat. Okay, we hurt him. Can we get the kill, though? Why did I move up for? I was perfectly aiming at him, and I decided, no, that won't hit. Bit of server lag at the moment. That's a bit concerning. Sticking the landing. Hell yeah. Into the middle of the battle. Oh, there's an enemy on our base. I didn't realise there's so many actually alive. Let's at least just hit them and run. Oh, spot. They're all over here. And one of them is a flak user, so I need to be really careful about being in the air so much. Okay, I'm getting landing on flat surfaces now. That's good. I honestly thought I missed all of those shots, then thankfully the last one hit the leg. Doopy doopy doop. Here, guys. Ooh, you're almost dead. There we go. Now there's only 2 of them left against all of us. Let's get his flak off him if we can. Oh, okay, we're gone. We're gone. Oh, I feel like we might die here. Thank you, allies. Yeah, I would have died there, honestly. That would have been my end. Yeah, I don't feel like this robot takes damage well at all, so I don't like that. It cripples too easily. Even slight damage is causing whole sections to just fall and causing problems with movement, and the movement is difficult already, so that is a major negative for me. Again, I'm sure as I get more experience with the leg placement and everything, I'd figure out how to use it a bit better, but as a first experience, a first impression, it's not a positive one. Okay, I think one last match. We did pretty well during that battle until the end when I was a bit too brave there trying to hit the enemy, and we did very poorly in the first, so let's play mediocre. And so begins the final battle of today. So I decided to look back at my previous footage to see what am I doing wrong, because I really do feel like I'm playing this robot very, very poorly, and I will openly admit that when I'm doing something wrong with a robot I'm reviewing. And I think I'm putting too much stock in the plasma. I feel like it's a brawling weapon when it clearly isn't, and I keep on using it like that. It's good to have a quick volley, but then once you're out of power, your damage per second is almost none. So we're kind of like a glass cannon. That's how I feel this robot sort of plays. So to get into any position where I'm constantly firing is not good. We want to be able to just do a quick volley and do a handstand while doing that volley. Yep, and a backflip. And that's what we're meant to do. This is why I don't use rotors with Walker legs. I just hate how inconsistent they are. I definitely prefer using rudders and wings and the like. Yep, that was a bit low. Going down, because obviously we don't flak in our face while we're in the air. Well, we got him to duck. And now we're already out of position. I wanted to be up there, being able to hang onto the wall. Okay, fair bit of damage done then. Do it again. Swap over to lasers so he can't just duck and dive like that. Just make sure to hold shift so I don't end up starting flying everywhere. Yeah, flak's not going to help you there, buddy. I'm not actually flying. Oh, enemy there in the air. I think a couple of rails would probably suit this spot a little bit better than the lasers. So I feel like I'm just doing absolutely nothing here to help. Spot him, spot him. Ah, this cliff is really awkward to try and get a hang on. There we go. Yeah, I can actually spot him from here. I'm currently spamming the spot button, which is why he probably started ducking there at the end. Just keep him down. We're not really doing much here, we're just kind of on a standoff. Thing is, I can't just fly away because he's flak, he'll just absolutely obliterate me. But now my ally's going down, I feel like I kind of have to help. There goes his flak, there goes one of his shotguns. Trying to aim for the other as much as possible. There it goes, okay, now he's only got his 2 front lasers, let's focus on those, there he goes. Although I am being attacked by his teammates, which is really annoying. Okay, plasma ready. A few revenge shots there. And he's gone, okay, good. I thought he was moving forward then, apparently not. We lost a lot of health there, okay. Well, we're now healing up, that's fantacular. What? It's very early in the morning, guys, okay? It's also the morning before I go back to England for my fiance's surgery. Land, you... Land. I hate these things. Rotors, go away. Not a fan. Really not a fan. There we go, got the kill there. Okay, a victory. What place did we get? Yeah, fair enough. 5th place. That makes sense. Well, it's either 5th or 6th. I didn't really look for long enough there. But I think that is about right. Diamond. Yay, shields. So, what are my final thoughts of the robot? Okay, could be better, I think, is the best way to sum that up. It isn't a bad robot. I just feel like the shield placement is a little bit odd. It's very easy to hit every area which is being protected by shields and thus knock off the shields. I saw that a lot in the gameplay once I was looking back at it. The rotors are causing all sorts of issues with the legs. In my experience, again, I'm sure some of you are much better at that than me, so again, if anything doesn't apply to you, then don't take that criticism. I do wish it was a cheaper version of this robot. I think other weapons than the lasers would be a better backup. Other than that, it's just a bit too frail, and the placement of the shields is a bit off, and I personally don't like the rotor leg hybrid all that much, and I think I've shown the issues with it, that if you're not paying attention in the slightest, or if you're not used to it in the slightest, you can very easily be doing handstands for half of the battle, and that is definitely the case for me when I'm playing that type of robot. I would say now, a combat rating I would give somewhere between 2.5 and 3. It's okay, it's mediocre, it's not bad. I've definitely seen worse than this by a long shot, but there's a lot of areas it could be improved. I have played robots which do a similar idea of this with rotors, which do it a lot better because it's a lot more compact and the armor actually protects a lot of the elements a lot better, whereas with this, a lot of the elements are very, very spindly, even with all the aero rods. For instance, this section here isn't particularly well protected and the whole back section is incredibly vulnerable. So, I think it's a good first attempt, especially since it is Charles version 1. I think it can be improved and I hope to see it again, perhaps in the future, in a more specified form. It feels like it's trying to do a few too many things as well. But I liked it, I did like it, and I did have fun with it, definitely. I just feel like I would need to play a lot to get the most out of this robot, and I simply haven't. So, with that, thank you so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed, and of course, if you'd like to see your robot in a future episode of Factory Fun, which should be some point next week, once I get back from England, then of course, in the comment section below, please leave your username, your robot name, that's very important, I get at least both of those. Give me what type of robot it is, so weapons, movements, and any other information you might think is pertinent. Things like the the CPU of the robot, because ranking doesn't exist anymore, and how to use it perhaps. If there's something very specific about it which I might miss, please feel free to tell me so I can rate it in a more fair manner. Thank you so much for watching. If you had enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Factory Fun is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye. We're back, baby.